Hello YouTube fans, here again. And as we're going through our 80s marathon, why not this one? As you know, going all the way back into 1984, Romance in the Stone, starring Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. Now, this was the era when, just like they were doing a lot of Rambo spin-offs, they were doing a lot of Indiana Jones spin-offs. And as you could say, it's sort of like that. But I say this is more of a comedy, it's more of a love story, it's more of an action, and the hell of it's definitely an adventure film, which I already said, and you already heard me admit this, I'm a sucker for adventure films. So why not? Why not? So we get on with Kathleen Turner, let's say, and she's a book writer. She's basically like a book writer in this, that writes adventure love stories. And at first, she got her writing a story, and it's all like a cowboy adventure film. This beautiful looking woman. The guy comes in, she shoots all the baddies, she jumps on an horse, rides off. You think that's a sort of film, but no, it's her just writing a story. Then you get on with a bit of music on the way, right? You get a bit of music. Then long behold, this is when the film starts. You've got the sister in it of Kathleen Turner, and you think you've seen her before. Sad to say, she's no longer with us. She's been in almost all the Lethal Weapon films. She's been in the original Die Hard, when they're doing a news report, the scene when they're doing a news report, and you see her in the little scene there. She was in Stooges. She was in the second story of Tales from the Crypt. Remember the woman that killed Santa? That Mummy didn't kill Santa. Santa did. Well, that was the same actress. I'm trying to figure the lines there. So I thought Parsons. She's been in loads of things. Let's say she sadly passed away of cancer, which is very sad. She's a very good actress. Very good. I'm going to sadly miss her. But she's in this anyway, right? And she's on the run, and she's got this expensive stone. And long behold, she gets kidnapped. So Kathleen Turner gets a mail, a letter, told her what's going to happen. She goes to look for her sister, and you got people chasing her on the way. But then she meets an adventurer, sort of like an Indiana Jones sort of character, played by our mate, Michael Douglas. Now, I do know Michael Douglas now is getting on. He definitely isn't the same man we all remembered. But this had to be the role, I think, what launched his career. This had to be the role that launched his career before you had Faker Watson, before you had Basic Instincts, before you had Black Rain, which is a damn good underestimated film. I have to talk about that one day. Before you had any of that, this was a film, you could say, his career, because he used to be a TV actor. Yeah, he's been in films, but nothing that big. Most of them were like TV films. You know what I mean? He was known for doing a cop show at that time, and so on. So this was, you could say, was the film that hit his career, being Romance in the Stone. And we all know 1 year after he did the sequel, Tour of the Nile, which most people remember the song most there. When the tough gets tough, the tough get going. Well, that was the song to Tour of the Nile, that was it fast. This, on the other hand, was Michael Douglas's big role. It was a big film when it came out. This was a big film. It big grossing money, the lot. There's a date scene in it where they're in the jungle. A lot of people might remember it, where they fall down this mud thing. It falls on Kathleen Turner's legs, putting it nicely. There's a lot of date scenes in it what are very memorable. There's a walking around in the rain. They find this deserted aeroplane. Just like most films, it does have a lot of deleted scenes. Some I wish we'd seen the film, some I can kind of understand why they were deleted. But it's still a good one, this. Romance in the Stone, it's still a good one. There's a bit of comedy in it, and let's not forget, you get Mickey Rooney. You know what I mean? Get Mickey Rooney, who we all know played in The Penguin in Batman The Return. He's in this, Danny DeVito, Mickey Rooney. Danny DeVito's in this, and I like him in this. He's funny. He's all like a con man sort of thing. So this is where you get a bit of comedy. Danny DeVito, you got a lot of good cast. And I do know in the early 90s, they all teamed up again in another film. It was more of a comedy. But this one, I say it's more of an action, more of an adventure film. So you've got a main villain who ducks a woman. Michael Douglas goes after him. Date scene where they trying to stab one another, but he gets the better and the baddie gets eaten up by a choc. Because it's a mild rating, you don't really see that much, but you've got the idea the Chocotaile's eating him, which is all funny because this is like before Chocotile Dundee. There's a bit where Michael Douglas walks in, he's got Chocotile boots, and you get an idea that there's going to be a love interest between him and Kathleen Turner, and it does. There's a bit of a snuggy scene, a bit of a lovey-dovey scene, and happy ending. They save the sister, they get the stone, so they go on, happy ending. And I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for them sort of adventure films, always have been. I do know there was a song in it. It wasn't as popular as the Going Gets Tough, but it's really actually do star in the music video. The actress, that is. If you remember the 1985 music video, but there was a song called Romance in the Stone that come out. But it was a popular film. Like I say, it launched a sequel. They only ever made two. It's sort of the same way, because I'd love to see what happened if they would have made a third one, but for some reasons, I don't know, the actors didn't want to be typecasted doing more or whatever, but they never made a third one. They never followed it on. I'd love to see what it would have been like. I would have loved to have seen what it would have bloody been like if they would have done a third one. But it is what it is. Danny DeVito is funny in it. But with Sam's suitcase down, he says, all right, I'm coming. But this time, I'm taking you with me. We just get the idea. It's sort of, even then, we're going to do a sequel bait. But yeah, Romance in the Stone, it's a good film. It's a very good, funny, hilarious, doofy action adventure film. But it's sad to say they don't make a lot of anymore. And I did make one mistake about Salome. I did a game a few weeks ago saying they should make a movie of it. Happy to say this day they have made a movie of Salome. Kind of interesting. I've seen a trailer of it, and if it's on the cinema, I'm hoping it still is, I might see it. Because it's been there since I've been to the pictures. It's been there since I've seen a film. It's been this. So I have to look it up and see if they've got it. Why not? I like watching adventure films, so why not? But into them people, be smart, be safe. I'll be doing some more movies and some more movie reviews. But until then, see you later.